Can we please stop hating on Sarada's Mangekyo Sharingan awakening? For some reason, a huge resurgence of hatred towards this topic happened, and I'm not even sure why, but it's all I've been seeing recently, which, like, one or two posts about it, fine, maybe it's just a couple random people who haven't even read the series, but it's been so many people I've seen recently start trashing on her awakening, and it's people I know for a fact have read the series since I've literally talked to them about the current and past events of Boruto. So yeah, I don't know, it's really weird, so I'm gonna make this video and hopefully educate the masses on this topic and shed some light on why Sarada awakening her Mangekyo Sharingan the way she did was not a plot hole, did not retcon anything, was not unexplained, was logical, and why it does in fact make sense for both her character and the story. Hopefully this is the last time I need to talk about this topic, so yeah, let's just get into it. Firstly, let me explain how the Sharingan works and what it actually takes to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan. In the start, it was believed by the Uchiha to be unlocked by the trauma of inadvertently killing or watching the death of someone close to you like your best friend or brother. This is actually how Madara, Izuna, Obito, Kakashi, Shisui, Itachi, and Sasuke all unlocked theirs. Obito saw Kakashi kill Rin, which did it for both of them. Shisui let his friend die in battle and watched. Itachi watched Shisui end himself, and Sasuke took the life of his brother Itachi. The way the Sharingan even works in the first place was actually greatly explained by Tobirama in chapter 619 of the Naruto manga, where he says a lot of things, but in short, he states the Uchiha has a very strong sense of love. In fact, they're the clan who feel that emotion the hardest, and when that love is stripped away from them or broken, it turns to an even more powerful hatred, which changes them. If an Uchiha is in agony over the loss of the loved one, or they're disappointed in themselves, or have stress of any kind, it releases a unique chakra inside the brain, which changes the appearance in their eyes, which is the Sharingan, also known as the eyes that reflect the heart. As we all should know if you've read this series, or even the 5 Kage Summit is very apparent there, the stronger that hatred gets and the more deep into darkness the person goes, the stronger the ocular powers of the Sharingan become, and eventually unlocking the Mangekyo Sharingan, and then the cycle of greater hatred equals greater strength continues, and so on. Now that we've established all of that, let's actually move on to Sarada and how she got her special eyes. And right off the bat, if you're one of those people who oversimplify everything to make it sound worse and dumb, you're a moron, and I have a special distaste for people like you, because there's nothing more annoying than that, and people love to do it when it comes to this MS awakening, because they say, oh yeah, she got her MS by asking her father to protect Boruto, and then just cuts out all of the context and completely disregards everything leading up to it, which isn't fair if you're going to criticize the way it happened. To avoid that now, let me just list the context here. So we all know Sarada strives to become the Hokage, and she looks up to Naruto as a hero, a leader, and a father figure all at once, which has been stated and demonstrated numerous times throughout the series. Not to mention, this figure she looks up to so much just so happens to be the father of her best friend, who she also just found out died by a kid that he took in and adopted and started treating him like his own, which Boruto, her best friend, did end up getting revived obviously, but she just found out that he died and she was clearly distraught by this, and that's not conjecture or speculation, that is a fact. Go and read chapter 78. But she just found out Naruto disappeared and likely died due to Kawaki's hand, and Kawaki is going to kill her best friend again. That's a lot of mental stress on a 12-year-old girl, but that's not even the end of it. She then goes to find Boruto and Kawaki fighting, and Kawaki tries to kill her, but she gets saved by Boruto, who sacrifices his right eye in order to save her, which once again is more emotional stress and burden onto her because she thinks she's the one to blame for Boruto losing his eye. Kawaki gets away after all this, and amongst all of the confusion and hunting him down, a Shinjutsu no one is aware of swaps Kawaki's and Boruto's position, so now everyone is hunting Boruto because they all think he's the one who killed Naruto. Everyone but Sarada and Sumire, that is, so she's even more confused when all of her friends and loved ones start hunting down to kill her best friend, and no one will listen to her because of the memory swapping, which just adds on more confusion and stress onto her. This is where she finds her dad. the one person who she can trust to help her and hear her out, and tries to convince him to help Boruto because something isn't right, which at this moment of her begging and crying to her father is when she unlocks her Mangekyo Sharingan. Yeah, that's a lot more than just asking her father for a favor. Let me shorten that though, because I did just yap on and on. Sarada, a 12-year-old girl, just found out her best friend was killed by his brother, which then killed her father figure and idol, tried to kill her as well, but her best friend that he killed ended up getting revived and jumped in the way and sacrificed his eye to save her. Then a divine technique swapped 99.999% of living people's memory to change both of those kids' positions, so now the whole world is trying to hunt down and kill her absolutely innocent best friend, and this all happened in the same day, not giving her any time to really process or think about what is even going on, completely confusing the poor girl. That is the most clear form of trauma and heightened emotions one could possibly have. And tying that into earlier when I was talking about how the Mangekyo was even achieved, this more than meets the requirements to do so. Yet for some reason that isn't good enough for people. Unbelievable. Since this is not animated yet and only in manga, I think we should compare this to another manga MS Awakening, which is that of Itachi Uchiha, a fan favorite of the franchise and one of the best characters in the whole series, yet the way he got his MS in the manga is miles worse than the way Sarada did, but no one wants to bring that up. So this takes place in chapter 590 of the Naruto manga, where Itachi genjutsus Sasuke to show him his memories, and you want to know what's not in those memories or on panel? Shisui falling to his death or Itachi actually unlocking his MS, which is pretty wild considering this is his MS Awakening. How can you just not show it happening? Not to mention, since we are once again comparing manga to manga as it's the most fair way to do this, manga Shisui sucks and has very little significance to Itachi compared to that of Naruto to Sarada. Yet not once have I heard anyone complain or criticize the way it was done for him, but Sarada's is the end of the world apparently. Here's the thing though. I'll throw the haters a bone and say I can see why at first glance if you don't add any context it wouldn't be your favorite. Sure, if you compare someone killing their best friend or watching a death scene of someone really close to them, that would sound better and be more cool than someone crying to their father for a favor. But that's stripping away all the context and backstory and build up, which if you're reading a story or even looking at it from a writing perspective is outlandish and flawed in every way possible. If anything, Sarada's MS Awakening is better than majority of the others because it's unique and it's built off of a concept none of the others utilized, which adds to its complexity and separation from that previously shown. It's also the only one that happened not because of someone seeing another person die or killing them themselves, but instead out of other emotions. At this point, if you still hate on this awakening thinking it's some kind of retcon or ass pull, I'm convinced you hold some sort of bias or hatred against the series, or you just fail to understand simple logic and any sort of writing capabilities, because this is anything but bad or awful, and I'm refusing to believe understanding this is complicated. I'm done with talking about the awakening because it's far in the past, so instead I think all the energy about this topic should instead be directed towards what her MS abilities will be, or if she will ever unlock the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, because those are much more interesting and better things to talk about in 2024. Hey, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was on the shorter side, but hey, it is what it is. Check out my Discord. It's currently open to everyone, but will be going private eventually when it fills up, and only members will be able to join then. And speaking about the members, if you go to the Discord and you are a member, you get a special role unlocking special text channels and inputs on videos, as well as other perks, so go check that out. And if you'd be so kind to subscribe and check out my other videos, I'd greatly appreciate it. Have a good day.